Your bunion is extremely painful, and you believe only a surgery can help with that. That's not entirely true. With 3 specific exercises, you can not only effectively reduce your pain, but it can also help stabilize the misalignment or even gradually guide it back into place over time and improve your foot posture all without surgery. So it's best to start right away so you can feel the difference afterwards, you'll see. What exactly happens with hallux valgus? This joint gradually shifts outward, but why does it shift outward? Our understanding is that this strand from the heel to the big toe, because we're constantly walking on flat surfaces without ever encountering any difficulties, becomes overstressed. Always being in shoes that constrict the foot causes this strand to become shorter and shorter, more stressed, contracting more and more, until at some point the body has to give in and the joint is pulled outward. And we know from extensive experience that the position alone typically has little to do with the pain. That means even if it's pulled out, the joint, when the foot has taken on this particular shape, you can still achieve pain-free movement without encountering any major complications. The most important exercise is this. Get into this position and feel into it. When do I have the most weight on my right foot? Shift the center of gravity over there, and once you've achieved that, try to overextend the toe a bit further or lean more towards the back, really focusing the stretch on the ankle joint area or even beyond. You may feel it in the arch of the foot. You'll notice it right away. From the stretching pain you're triggering. And when it's at its greatest, that's the position that brings the most benefit. And in that position, you simply hold still. Let it work with your weight on the right foot. And allow it to stretch further and further. And then try to go even more onto your tiptoes. That means you press down firmly with the balls of your feet against the ground to maximize the stretch and enhance the effect. You release the tension once again and notice that now the top of your foot has shifted slightly further upward toward your shin, creating a deeper and more effective stretch. And then try to tense your right toe firmly against the ground, and then release the tension once again. And then tense the base joints of your toes downward again. And release again. And again, point the toe downward. And release again. Now try to bring the knee a bit further forward. Pull it more now. If it does, stay exactly in that position. If not, gently move back a bit and carefully find the spot where you feel the strongest stretch. And again, the metatarsophalangeal joints press against the ground. You release again, feel in, and go further into the stretch. The toes press downward, especially the big toe. It's the most important one, the one that needs to press. And then release again. And slowly come out of the position with control and ease. And lower your hips down as far as you comfortably can, aiming for maximum depth. If you're able to, take a seat and reach out to grab hold of your big toe with your hand. Go into the stretch and gently pull the big toe upwards. Keep pulling it up nice and steady. And then you'll start to feel the stretch along the top of your foot, extending all the way through to the tip of your toe. And you breathe deeply and steadily, patiently waiting as the big toe slowly continues to relax and release further. And if your ankle hasn't quite reached the floor just yet, then slowly shift a bit more of your weight in that direction, allowing your butt to press more firmly against your heel, which will gently encourage the ankle to gradually move closer to the ground. And gently pull at the toe. Keep pulling continuously. And then you press the back of your foot firmly against the floor, aiming to overstretch the toes while pulling the big toe downward and inward with control. Pull really firmly, applying steady pressure. Release and gently pull the toe a bit further upward. And again, you press the ankle downward and aim to hyperextend the big toe, so you're essentially pushing it downward as well, maintaining that stretch position with steady, controlled pressure. And release once more and continue to gently pull the toe steadily forward now. And once more, your toe pushes downward, the top of your foot presses downward firmly. Try to hold the tension in your foot firmly and steady. And then release it, continuing to pull your toe upward. Make sure you're always staying within that range where it's just a comfortable and manageable stretch for you. And when you notice the stretching pain starting to gradually fade away, then you push yourself a bit further and stretch a little more until it's back to that point where it's just manageable and still feels bearable for you. Then slowly and steadily ease out of it. And rise back up into a comfortable position. Now grab one or two books or the knee hero, and let's make our way back over to the wall to continue. Now take the book in such a way that your foot is already slightly pre-stretched. Then shift your pelvis forward until you feel a noticeable pull in the upper part of your calf. And you follow the same process when using the knee stretcher. Move your body forward steadily until you feel a noticeable pull in your calf. Then maintain the position with your weight applied, letting the stretch deepen gradually and allowing your muscles to relax into it over time. If you sense the stretching feeling starting to fade, just gently push your pelvis a bit further forward and you'll immediately notice the pull increasing again. It's quite possible that the tension might actually reach that exact spot where your bunion tends to cause discomfort. Because this stretch, it spreads under the foot and extends all the way forward to the front of the toes. Breathe softly and steadily in and out. And then you press firmly with the entire forefoot down against the floor. Release again. Push your pelvis a little bit further forward and once again press your toes against the floor. Release once again and push a little bit further forward now. Stretch in one more time. And then you slowly move away from the book or the knee hero. Gently pulling the foot upward once more and really stretching the toes as far as you possibly can manage comfortably. And come back down, move around a bit, and test it out a little to see how it feels and make adjustments if needed. Make sure to share this video with anyone dealing with a bunion and experiencing pain in their toes. They'll really thank you for it.